Fiqh in linguistically and technically. We discussed some the difference between the fiqh and the sharia. We discussed the various branches of the regular law, the man-made law, qanun al-wad'i, and then we discussed where is that in the Islamic books, fiqh books of the fuqaha. And tonight, inshallah, we discuss quickly al-fiqh fi asr al-nubuwwah, fiqh in the time of the Prophet ﷺ. But before we go there, we discuss just one quick point, that Sharia, or the Islamic law in general, is awsa' min al-qanun, has a broader sense or broader scope than the regular law. Because we said that the Sharia includes and involves akhlaq, has to do with characteristics, with values, has to do with al-aqa'id, the faith of people, what do they believe in. لكن القانون العادي يعني ما له علاقة بهذا. The regular man-made law, it doesn't cover that. It just covers, as we mentioned, قانون الداخلي, قانون الخارجي, international law, domestic law, civics, all of that. But it doesn't have anything to do with the akhlaq, with the manners, with all of these, al-aqidah, for example. But Sharia, that's part of it. So it includes everything, all the parts that the man-made law or the regular law has, as well as more branches. Coming to the time of al-Nubuwwah, the Asr al-Nubuwwah. The era of the prophethood, as we know, begins when and ends when. When we say Asr al-Nubuwwah, متى تبدأ ومتى تنتهي؟ متى يبدأ عصر النبوة؟ عصر التشريع. طبعا ليس من ميلاد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, not from the beginning, not from the beginning of his life, but from the time he becomes the prophet. That's exactly 13 years before Hijrah. 13 سنة قبل الهجرة, which is the period in Mecca, and then up until his death, حتى وفاته صلى الله عليه وسلم. إذن يبدأ عصر النبوة حوالي 13 سنة قبل الهجرة إلى وفاته صلى الله عليه وسلم. 13 years before Hijrah up until his death. Those 23 years, this is the period of Al-Asr al-Nabawi, the prophetic time where Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and give us the essence for Islam in general, for the Islamic Sharia. Now, فيه نزل التشريع واكتمل. In that period, the legislation, the fiqh, the deen came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and was completed, came full to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is something, it's basic thing. In أساسيات الدين, we really need to understand that. The religion came and become fully in the life of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before he dies, في حجة الوداع نزل عليه اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمتي. Today I have completed for you your religion. Allah said, and perfected my ni'mah on you. So that was complete. وفي هذا العصر فهمت الشريعة وفقهت على أفضل حال. There's no doubt that this period, what came down from Allah, the Sharia, the deen, was completely understood and applied, implemented in the best way. So no one after the Prophet ﷺ will implement the religion better than he did, or will understand the religion better than he ﷺ did. So that was the golden age of Islam, the time of the Nabi ﷺ. That's why صار هذا العصر مقياسا ومعيارا. That becomes like the standard, that we copy everything based on it. So it becomes the standard for the religious things, for everything that comes after that. وبعض الناس يظنون أخطأ من ظن بعض المستشرقين يعتقدون أن الشريعة أو الدين نزل كأن المرحلة النبوية كانت هي مرحلة الطفولة ثم ازدهر الفقه وتوسعت العلوم وكذا إلى أن صار اكتمل بعد ذلك. هذا خطأ في الحقيقة. This is wrong. They believe, or they say, some Orientalists, some non-Muslims who study Islam, they said that no, everything was basic in the time of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then it grows up. Actually, it's the opposite. Everything came complete, full, as Allah said in the Quran. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. ولم نزلت كاملة الشريعة نزل الدين كاملا من غير نقصان. It was full, came full to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No, nothing is missing. But let's have a quick look at the time of that, the period of the Prophet ﷺ, the advent of النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, ظهور النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, كيف كانت حالة البشرية بشكل عام والجزيرة العربية بشكل خاص. كانت في جهالة وكانت في ضلالة. ويعني كما في الحديث إن الله نظر إلى أهل الأرض فمقتهم عربهم وعجمهم إلا بقايا من أهل الكتاب. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala looked at earth at this time at everybody, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala abhorred them. Allah hated everybody, or kind of, dislike what everybody is doing, with the exception of some of the people of the book. يعني بعض العباد من أهل الكتاب على بقايا من دين سيدنا عيسى، على بقايا من دين سيدنا موسى، يتعبدون في كنائسهم وفي دور عبادتهم، لكن الحقيقة هذا النور ما كان يكفي لإضاءة حتى هذه الصوامع نفسها، فضلا عن يضيء العالم كله. That light that was still remaining there in the places of worship of those people was not enough to enlighten the entire earth back then. عبدت الأوثان، الناس تاهوا عن رب العالمين. People just went wrong. التوراة والإنجيل, this is the reality. Technically, academically, the Torah and the Bible, they were changed. They were changed. Even non-Muslims, not only Muslims, non-Muslims studying the Torah and Injil academically, they prove that there is discrepancy. There is some, we can even by looking at what we have right now, how many Bibles, how many versions, so they were changed. They were not as they were revealed to Sayyidina Musa and Sayyidina Isa. مثل الذين, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described even the people, أهل هذا الدين، مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا، وقال إن كثيرا من الأحبار والرهبان لا يأكلون أموال الناس بالباطل ويصدون عن سبيل الله. So they were not qualified to lead, those even the leaders. You review, نراجع قصة سيدنا سلمان الفارسي ماذا حصل في بحثه عن الحق من راهب إلى راهب ومن كنيسة إلى كنيسة. So he will give us an idea of what was going on back then. الدولتان المسيطرتان كانت الفرس والروم، كانتا غارقتين في فساد وظلم واستبداد وعقائد وكذا. The two major superpowers back then, talking about Persians and Romans, it was full of oppression. It was full of في الفرس كانوا يعبدون النار. They used to worship fire worshippers، المجوس في فارس. في الروم بدلوا دينهم. The oppression was everywhere. Despotism was everywhere. Some used to worship الكواكب, the planets. فساد خلقي، فساد اجتماعي. Total corruption was back then. الجزيرة العربية, specifically if you look at Arabia at the time of النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم when he came, غيروا دين سيدنا إسماعيل. They didn't know nothing much about النصرانية ولا اليهودية، ما عرفوا عنها كثيرا، لما كان دينهم ورسول سيدنا إبراهيم من خلال سيدنا إسماعيل، ولكن حادوا عنه جدا. They completely changed the religion of Ismail alayhi salam. They worshipped stones, idols, everything that we know that was going on in Arabia at this time. Allah said, هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم, until he said, وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. السمة الغالبة على أهل هذا العصر جميعا في ضلال مبين. They were all in manifest, clear, wrong way, ضلال. They were going on the false or the wrong way. And the description of that is Ja'far radiallahu anhu عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم when he was leading the group that went to Abyssinia. المجموعة اللي سافرت أو هاجرت إلى الحبشة، وكان عمرو بن العاص قبل إسلامه أتى وقال هؤلاء فروا منا الملك وردهم إلينا. فجعفر وقف يتكلم للنجاشي ملك الحبشة. Ja'far stood up talking, how everything was before the coming of the Prophet. He said, قال يا أيها الملك كنا قوما أهل جاهلية نعبد الأصنام ونأكل الميتة ونأتي الفواحش ونقطع الأرحام ونسيء الجوار ويأكل القوي منا الضعيف. So he said, O king, that was the state of Arabs or us before the coming of this Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We were a people of total ignorance, where we used to worship stones and we used to eat the dead and we used to do any and every indecency, all vices. We used to cut and sever our relations, close relationship. When you see we're so bad to our neighbors, the strong of us will eat the weak of us. So that was the state of أهل العرب. يشربون الخمور والحرب تقوم لأتفه الأسباب فتظل إلى عقود. So they used to kill their own children. يقتلون أولادهم. وقت البنات كان منتشر. فهذه كانت هي الحالة العامة للعالم كله قبل ظهور النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. That was the state of Arabia, of all the world before the coming of the Nabi صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. Next time, inshallah, we continue. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.